Hi everyone, Brendan Ziolo here with the next episode of the Principles of B2B Marketing. Today we're going to look at the concept of buyer personas. Personas was first introduced in the 1980s by Alan Cooper, but it was more from a software development or UX design perspective. Angus Jenkinson brought it into the marketing realm with the concept of customer prints, or fictional representation of your buyers, which is far more what I'm talking about today. When I define buyer personas, I look at four key areas. One is background, which are attributes of the buyer, such as education, some demographics, things like that. We also look at the job description, and while this may include elements like seniority and title, it's much more important to understand the responsibilities. But even more important than both of these are two concepts that we want to cover, which are challenges and goals. It's also important to remember that when you're defining buyer personas, you're not trying to get a lot of them. Most companies would only have 2 to 5, and it's really about commonality across all of these, in particular the challenges and goals between the people in the company. The concept of buyer personas has definitely evolved even over the last couple decades. One concept called jobs to be done by Clayton Christensen was introduced, and many companies prefer that model. We also now see data-driven persona development and AI-driven persona development. These are good in terms of simplifying and making it easier to build personas, but that's not always better. What you really want to do is get a deep understanding of what the buyer cares about, and some of that can only be done by interviewing buyers of your product and of your competitors' products. Adele Ravella has done a lot of great work around her 5 rings of buyer insights that I encourage you to check out, as it's very relevant in B2B marketing. One of the other things that's important is the acknowledgement by B2B marketers that it's more about buying groups now than individual personas. Most B2B purchases are driven by a group of personas, not an individual person, and that's important to understand as well. We'll look more at personas when we explore the buyer's journey in an upcoming episode.